Hi, it's Phyllis. How's everyone today? Hope you're staying safe. Today, we're going to learn how to make this simple herringbone bangle, but it's the interrupted version of the simple herringbone bangle that we made in the last video. Our materials list will be, I'm going to use some Wildfire today. I'm going to use the black. I'm going to be using a size 11-0 seed bead. This is by Toho beige crystal in the 11-0 size. We're also going to use some Mayuki 6-0 seed beads. These 6-0 seed beads are in the color metallic dark gold. And we will also use some 4x6 rondelle crystals. I got these crystals from a sale at Michael's. They come on 4 strands with several sizes: 3x4, 8x10, 4x6, and 6x8 size crystals. So I've already threaded my needle with an arm span and maybe 12 inches of my Wildfire. And you're gonna have to lengthen your thread as we go along in the project. So I'm not a good I can't really show you that well how to extend your thread, but I will provide a link for you on the bottom for a video called How to Extend Your Fire Line, and it's by Gina Moody of Gina Gems Creations. I really love the way she does that, and it really works, but I'm not very good at it, so I end up just tying my thread. So if I have to, I'll show you how I tie mine, but I want you to watch her video because she has a really great way of extending a fire line that is secure. But let's get started with my project. Today we're going to be doing the simple herringbone bangle interrupted. So how we're going to begin is we're going to string on 4 of our size 6-0 seed beads. String them on and pull them down to the end of your thread, leaving about a 6-inch tail. The tail is going to be for holding on to while we're working on the project, as well as weaving into the project when we're done. I hold my beads in a thread like this. It's kind of secure for my short fat fingers. But I'm going to pass my needle and thread back through these first 2 seed beads, and I'm going to pull the thread, and by pulling the thread, it sets your beads up. It sets you up for where you need to be. Today I'm going to tie a knot in the thread, because while I was doing this white one here, when I was doing this one, these 2 bottom beads here kept coming loose. So I don't want that to happen for you. So I'm going to just tie a knot. So I'm going to pass my needle back down. Let me move some of these things out of the way so that I can work on my bead mat. My bead mat comes from MSW shop on Etsy. So I'm going to pass my thread back down through these 2 6-0 seed beads here, and I'm going to pull the thread, and I'm going to secure this just by tying one knot, and then regular the second pass through that to make a double knot. And then I'm going to position myself, and we don't want to tie it too tightly. The only thing we want to do is we just want to keep the beads from moving around while you're trying to get your work done here. So you're going to pass your needle back up through these 2 seed beads, and what we're doing is getting in position for making our next row. Once you pull your thread there, you string on 2 size 6/0 seed beads. You pass your needle and thread through this top seed bead here on the right, and I hope you can see this okay. Through the top seed bead on the right, and just pull your thread down. The beads set themselves up in this fashion. They sit right on top of one another in this fashion, and we're going to now string on a size 11 seed bead, and we're going to pass our needle and thread back up. You see your working thread is coming out of here. You need to get your working thread in the position to add on your next row. So you need to pass your needle and thread with that size 11 seed bead up through these 2, oh, this is just fiddly, these 2 seed beads here, and pull your thread. And that seed bead should sit right here. Pull your thread nicely. That seed bead should sit right there in the middle. Now what you do is you string on 2 size 6 seed beads and pass your needle and thread through the top seed bead on the right and pull your thread. Then you string on a size 11 seed bead and pass your thread, needle and thread, through these 2 seed beads, 6/0 seed beads here on the left, and pull your thread. And the best way to tighten this up is to put your thumb here where the seed bead is and pull the thread. You will notice that this project will curve when you're working on it, but don't worry about that. You just keep a nice tension on there and without choking it, and it should be fine. To continue, we're going to string on 2 size 6/0 seed beads. I've got company in the room. He thinks he's making too much noise, but he's okay. You pass your needle and thread through this top seed bead on the right side and pull. String on a size 11 seed bead and pass your needle and thread through these 2 size 6/0 seed beads here on this side. And in that quick amount of time, we have 5 rows. What we're going to do now is we're going to interrupt our herringbone stitch. How we're going to interrupt it? We're going to interrupt it with a right angle weave stitch, and how we do that is we're going to string on 2 size 11 seed beads, 1 of our crystals, and 2 more size 11 seed beads. And we're going to pass a needle and thread right down through this top seed bead here on the right and pull the thread. Now we owe a seed bead here for our tiny embellishment, so we're going to string on a size 11 seed bead, and we're going to pass that seed bead up into this size 6 seed bead and these 2 size 11 seed beads. And pull the thread. 2 things should happen. You're going to be in position now for, All right, so you'll be in position now for securing your crystal, but also you have to place your seed bead embellishment in here. If you take a notice of the white one, what we'll have is you have your 5 rows of herringbone, and you'll have 4 size 11/0 seed bead embellishments in between each of those, and it'll work out. I'll show it to you. So what we're going to do now is, because we have a crystal on here and crystals tend to be sharp in the middle, we're going to secure the crystal by passing our needle and thread through the crystal this way, and also forming it in its shape, the shape that you want it to be in. And we'll pass the needle and thread back down through these 2 seed beads and the size 6/0 seed bead, and pull your thread. And we'll pass our thread through that tiny embellishment seed bead there, and back up through these 2 seed beads again. So now that's kind of secure. That's secure. And like I said, to tighten it up, you put your thumb there and you pull up. So in order to continue and get into position for the interruption with the right angle weave stitch, we're going to pass our needle back through the crystal, and just the crystal, and avoid those seed beads. String on 2 size 11 seed beads, 2 size 6/0 seed beads, and 2 more 11/0 seed beads. And we're going to pass our needle and thread with the strung beads back through the crystal, just the crystal. And we're going to set ourselves up for returning to our herringbone stitch by passing the needle through these 2 11/0 seed beads and the size 6 seed bead. If you don't know anything about right angle weave, you could get a little confused, but don't worry, we're going to work through it together. So now we're going to continue with our herringbone, and now this time we're starting herringbone from this side. Right angle weave works in a figure 8. So if you can see that where we ended off here, I put 2 seed beads here and we came through the crystal, and I have 2 seed beads here, and now we're coming through the herringbone. So we're going in a figure 8, and as we go on doing our right angles, you'll see how it goes in a figure 8, because we're not going to be starting from this side when we add our next crystal. So right now, to continue, you string on your size 6, 2 of your 6/0 seed beads, and we're going to secure the crystal, and we're going to pass our needle through the size 6 seed bead and these 6/0 seed beads and the 2 11/0 seed beads, and pull the thread. We're going to pass the needle through the crystal, and back up these 2 11/0s and these 2 6/0s. And we're going to continue, help if I was in camera, continue, string on 2 6/0 seed beads, and pass your needle and thread down through the one on the left, that seed bead on the left, and pull your thread. And of course, I'm stuck on my tripod, and pull your thread. And now you're going to string on your size 11/0 embellishment seed bead and pass your needle and thread right through these 2 size 6/0 seed beads right here. When you pull your thread, you're going to see your we're going to see how I tangle myself up. we're going to see when you pull your thread here, you're going to see how that size 11 seed bead sits right in its little perch.